Okay, let's see how the fuck this goes, I guess. She's got a new monitor, ladies and gentlemen. She's a real YouTuber now, just FYI. Surprise, bitch. Bet you thought you'd seen the last of this place. Joke's on you, friends, because we're back in the studio. 2023 is the year we get our YouTube shit together. I decided this is the year I wanted to purposefully, intentionally set time aside for YouTube because I miss it. I miss you guys. I miss creating. I miss creating on my own terms. And I miss my studio. I would find myself going back to my own YouTube channel and watching old YouTube videos just for nostalgia's sake because I missed looking at my studio. I missed the way everything looked in here. I just loved being surrounded by art and creativity. This space definitely motivates me more than my own living room. This year, we're going to try to set aside at least one day a week for the entire year to film. I've been away for far too long, and so I think it is time to return and try and return with some regularity. So hello, friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Madeline, and sometimes I put on makeup on camera because apparently people still like to watch that once in a while. I've got a really long backlog of eyeshadow palettes to get through. I've been sort of collecting and accumulating over the last few months, just preemptively in the hopes that I would return to this space one day. And I don't have much time to get into it today, but instead I figured it's only fair to pick up where I left off in palette potential. That is right, folks. We are going to go right back into it. The Lois Cosmetics Meet Me at Midnight palette. I've had an earworm for the last 3 weeks, and it does involve Taylor Swift's Midnights album. So what better way to quell Taylor Swift's voice in my head and then with the Taylor Swift album inspired makeup look with the Lois Cosmetics aptly named Meet Me at Midnight palette. And I think without further ado, we should just get on into it. Oh, it feels good to be in here. All right. Wow, this monitor really picks up all the creases and all the acne. That is it's fun times. Daniel's been waiting for literal months to finally bring this extra monitor into the studio, but check it out, guys. Woo! She's a real YouTuber now! Yes, that's right, folks. New year, new monitor. Inevitably the same bullshit. So I think we should just get started by priming. Remember that? Does anyone else remember priming? I sure don't. I don't even know what we're gonna do today. We're just kind of winging it today because I've got an hour and a half to put this together. It took us a minute trying to get all the odds and ends together to set this up. So of course I'm running late, naturally. I spent last week cleaning every crevice of this studio. It's been dormant for over a year. So you can imagine how dusty everything was in here. It literally felt like a time capsule. You would have thought I had died or something and my mom had just like never gone in here. That's how untouched this space felt. So forgive if I'm just a little out of sorts for the first couple videos back. We're just getting back into the swing of things. We're finding our rhythm and also cleaning our brushes. Whoops, sorry. All of my brushes are still dirty from Cabaret.
Please?
Do not read me for that. Cabaret was in October and we were using that Melt palette that I actually quite like. I think I used it in the last video. I will link it up here. God, I forget how to YouTube. So I figured we'd just dip our toe into the water. First video back in the studio with something really quick and easy. I actually can't get Lavender Haze out of my head for the life of me. It's been in there for weeks. It's living rent free in there. And listen, I'm not a Swiftie by any means. There's only really a couple that I actually enjoy listening to on a regular basis, but I have really been enjoying the Midnights album. And the opening song is just kind of a banger. I really like it. Plus I find myself being really drawn to the album art. I really like the album cover. It's kind of a fun little blurry lo-fi moment, and I really like the vibe of it. But what really drew me towards the album cover is her eyeshadow look. I think it looks really cute, simple, smoky, sultry, a little bit dark, a little bit moody, and I had a feeling I could probably get a similar vibe using this palette. And I might not be able to get exactly the right vibe, but I definitely just wanted to pick this back up because I have to follow through with this palette potential series. By the way, if you have no idea what palette potential is, I will link the playlist up here. Lots of backlog there for you to enjoy. So the series has always been an in-depth exploration of a palette. It could be a palette I've been sitting on for a while, or it could be a palette that's just been released. The point of the series is to just get a better idea of how all the eyeshadows in a palette work as opposed to just a handful. And for the last few years, my audiences seem to really enjoy this series, so I've just kept doing it because I find it very helpful and very useful to utilize a palette to its fullest potential and share my thoughts with you all. It appears in the album cover that she is wearing just one eyeshadow all over the lid, which would be cute. I definitely love the idea of just one swipe and you're done. Of course, when you're watching a makeup video, I think you want things to be a little bit more complex than that. So for today, we're going to stay in the same color family, the same sort of idea of a kind of messy, smudgy, smoky eye, but we're just gonna elevate it a hair. I think we're gonna definitely stay in with the blues today. I think we're gonna get into Disturbed, definitely try and get into Nightfall, maybe some Inky, which will be a nice switch up from the purple tones we were exploring in the first video in this series, which I will link up here. It's just lit in kind of a hazy, dark way, so it's kind of hard to tell exactly what's happening on the lid, but we can kind of surmise that maybe a duochrome's going on. Unfortunately, there are no duochromes in this palette itself, but I think we can end up somewhere similar. I'm seeing, yeah, hazy blue, a little bit of undertones of purple, more concentrated on the inner third than the outer third, and a smoky wing. This might seem a bit intense, but I do want to start off with Disturbed. Let's see if we can map out a shape and then blend it out from there. Let's start right in this pocket here and just wiggle it back and forth, seeing if we can get a nice diffused color out of it as opposed to something more concentrated. I also like the eye shape of this look, how it comes down more than it goes up. I've always enjoyed that shape as something of an alternative to what has become kind of the beauty standard in North America, that really drawn up and out look, which I do love, but it does work against my own eye shape. So sometimes I like to actually just go with the flow a bit more, cater to my actual bone structure, just blending out all these edges, making sure not to get too hung up on the first step, which I tend to do. I would actually like to know who did Taylor's makeup before this shoot, because I really like it. Comment down below if you know the answer to that. Okay, nobody asked you, Train. I'm trying not to pull this out too far. I don't want it to get out of hand. I kind of like using this darker color in a more diffused way. Looks really pretty, actually. Let's move on. Honestly, there's not much left to do. I think we're gonna keep everything really soft, so I'm just gonna use my fingers with these shimmers. I think I'm gonna start with Inky and tap it out on the inner and outer portions of the lid and leave the center open for something a little bit brighter, because whether or not her halo eye is intentional, it looks nice. And there's something about these kind of bluey, bruisey shimmer tones when used gently over the lid as opposed to in a concentrated way that just looks so pretty. I love me a soft shimmer moment. And I know one thing Lois Cosmetics is good for, and that is a soft shimmer. That was definitely the reoccurring theme I was finding with the Meet Me in the Underworld palette. Yeah, you know what? This is simple, but I'm already really loving it. Let's dip back into Disturbed and just blend out these edges a little bit, just to really marry the two together. I don't know about you, maybe I'm just like, maybe my standards have gotten way lower, but I really like that. I think that's coming through the way I wanted it to. So I don't think I'm gonna get the exact shade right for the center of the lid, but I think firstly, we're going to just take Nightfall and see what happens with that on the center of the lid. And it might be too dark, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, it's really pretty though. Oh, it's almost the vibe. Ooh, that is so pretty. It's so simple, but wow, does that ever work? And just to bring the brightness up a titch more in the center, I am gonna go in with Half Moon and just pop it right there, right on the center. I think that extra silvery tone will play nicely. Oh yeah, I'm really happy with that. It's really simple. This is what I'm here for these days, is just something I can do in my sleep. Who's with me? Something I've been really enjoying playing with is the NYX Epic Smoke Liner. I've been using it a lot just in my day-to-day. If I want to go out and do something quick and fun and smudgy, this liner's been great for doing a messy wing. You can use like any small brush you have, but I have this soft, fluffy angle brush from Unearthly Cosmetics. They sent me this brush set a while ago and I absolutely love them. They're so cute and and the color combination is one of my absolute favorites. So thank you Unearthly for sending these my way. But yeah, just this little fluffy angle brush should do the trick. There is a brush on the other end of this, which I'm not the biggest fan of. The bristles are soft, but it just doesn't blend without picking up what's underneath the liner. So I usually just leave that be. So I'm just gonna run this quickly on the outer edge, kind of just messily, not taking it too far in either direction, just smudging it right in that lash line. And then we're just gonna take that fluffy angle brush and start to blend it out. There's various depths of which the smoky wing can go. The first layer though is really quite striking. Barely there. Like it's almost not a wing. It's almost just part of the eyeshadow, but I actually really enjoy this. But we can layer a little bit more on top, add some depth in there. And I think we're definitely gonna keep the lower lash line just black. Also, we're gonna just pop this into the waterline real quick. FYI, this eyeliner is also great in the waterline. And we're just gonna smudge that out. That's not bad. All right, now let's take an even smaller angle brush. This is from the exact same set. Again, been loving these brushes. Just wanna get a hair more definition on that outer edge. I'm just gonna take a touch of Disturbed, that dark blue, and I'm just gonna connect it a little bit with this wing, just on the outer edge here. I just wanna make sure that when I'm looking straight on, that the wing makes a straight line, which is difficult when you have any sort of hood to your eyelid or any sort of wrinkles. I'm just gonna put a titch more black liner underneath. I think hands off, I think I'm done. I'm really loving this black smudginess under the eye, and I'm really liking how soft everything is, and I'm loving these colors. Yeah. You know what? I'm good. I think I'm going to pop off camera, do this on the other side, throw on some lashes, and then we're just gonna really quickly wrap this up. Side note, also in order to get this monitor up and running, I had to do a complete factory reset on my camera. So if my settings are a little bit janky, now you know why. Okay, other side is done, lashes are on. These are Rise and Grind by Boldface. One I don't often pick up. They're not the most dramatic on-camera lashes, but I figured they would be nice and soft and wispy for this look. Let us move on to a little bit of blush. I already am wearing some cream blush underneath my powder. It is so nice to finally have my full collection back with me. I've been missing these so much, and I just never picked them back up once I moved my setup to my apartment last year. But this is the Noctex Cosmetics Air Blush. Guys, these are so nice, and I always forget how amazing they are. I have a little bit on my lips as well, and I think we're gonna continue in that trend and just amp it up a little bit to finish off the look, but I am obsessed with this formula. It's a little bit more liquid than the ones that I use on a regular basis, like the Fenty cream blushes, but the way they diffuse and just wash over the skin is divine. It's gorgeous. But I think we're just gonna punch it up a tiny bit more with some powder. I know I've been using this an awful lot, but I do love this Divine Blush Trio from Pat McGrath. Let's take the cooler toned one today. I believe it's called Divine Rose. And I'm just gonna give that a wash on my cheeks, not go too ham, because I kind of like this look being a bit more minimal in the face department. I mean, as minimal as I go in the face department. I still need to reorganize these drawers also, FYI. They are not, they're definitely not organized right now. I moved everything in a big fat hurry, and so we're gonna have to reacquaint ourselves with this drawer a little bit. This is also something that I've been sorely missing while I've been away, and it's my Melt Digital Dust Duo Blush in Raw Honey. Ooh, I'm so excited to put this all over my face, just for that added sheen onto the cheeks. Taylor Swift in this photo is not wearing much of a cheek in any sort of regard. It's mostly just a hint of like bronziness I'm detecting in the photo, but I thought I would just sort of bring it all together with a bronzy blush. And I think we'll just do a wash of highlight, something really simple, not too over the top. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and I'm kind of swirling it around in all the colors. And I'm just taking the lightest color and using it on the inner corner. To tie it in on the bottom a little bit more, I'm just gonna go in with Nightfall and just kind of smudge that along the inner third on the lower lash line. And then take a little bit of Half Moon. I think we're just about there. We just need to add a lip, and I want to keep that very simple as well. I don't think Taylor Swift is even wearing one. For myself, I definitely want to go back in with the Airbrush just a little bit. Just take a little bit off the back of my hand, tap into it, and just tap that out on the lips. So pretty. I don't even know if Noctex makes these anymore, but I love them. Oh, by the way, the Airbrush is in the shade Requiem. And then I think just a bit of gloss to top it all off. Not a lot of choices. Because I left a lot of them at home, I'm just gonna take a little bit of Lemon Lava. It's Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. Which over something as lightweight as the Airbrush really works, and it's not too many layers, it's not too clumpy. It's just the right amount of color and the right amount of gloss. This is a winning combo. There's just the tiniest bit left of my setting spray. Pray for me. And if you think I would be as naive to forget bottom mascara on my first video back in the studio, I mean, you probably were gonna be right, but we're trying to stay on top of our shit in 2023. All right, folks, that is the finished look for the second installment of the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me at Midnight Palette Potential. I am actually really surprised that this turned out as nice as it did. Considering the time constraint I was under, we pulled this together in just over 2 hours. And for me, when I'm filming, having to explain my way through things, present them on camera, explain every step, and then go off and do it on the other side, like, it takes more time than I think people realize. But for my metric, I pulled this together really quickly, and I'm really impressed with the results. I love the colors in this look. I love how this evokes an emotion of something sultry, maybe a little melancholy, and that is the emotion that I get from listening to that track. And so all in all, I'm really happy with the result. This smoky wing, I'm obsessed with. It came together like that. If you haven't messed around with the NYX Epic Smoke Liner, highly recommend. I actually went to my local London Drugs the other day, and a bunch of the stuff that I like was on sale, including the brow glue. Also, shout out to the NYX Lift and Snatch brow pen. I would suggest you go check them out. I think this was a good first foray back into the studio. I think this was ultimately very successful. What do you think? Do you think we evoked Lavender Haze? I think that's what I would name this look. I think I achieved what I set out to do, which is take the inspiration from the album cover, create a look, and just elevate it ever so slightly. So we're gonna call this a win and a very warm welcome back to my studio. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know what shades you would like to see next in the Meet Me at Midnight palette. There's still lots to explore. Also, I would love to play a guessing game. Which palettes do you think I've been sitting on and coveting for the last several months? Because there's a few of them. So for the foreseeable future, we're back up and running at least once in a while, and at least with more regularity than 2022. Again, 2023 is the year we get our shit together. I hate that I'm putting that out in the universe indelibly. Also, it is now more important than ever to share this video with your friends, people you think who still want to watch makeup on YouTube. Send them my way. I'm more than happy to fill that void for you. And because I'm now taking an extra day off work a week, those ads are more important than ever. So if you have the stomach for it, I would love it if you'd sit through 1 or 2 of those every once in a while. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let's see if we can get that AdSense back up and running. I am so psyched to be back on YouTube. You have absolutely no idea how much I've missed this platform, this vehicle for creativity, and I cannot wait to just get reacquainted with you all again. With that being said, I think I'm gonna sign off, and I completely forgot how to do that, so bear with me, folks. So I'm gonna love you and leave you, but before I do, please let me tell you all the ways you can help out this channel. You can give this video a thumbs up, you can comment down below what you thought of the video, you can subscribe. Any and all engagement with this video is crucial to its success in the algorithm, so if you have a few spare seconds, please engage with this video. You can follow me on Instagram, I will link that right here. And please do something for yourself today, like have an extra long shower, moisturize, enjoy a nice cup of tea, make yourself a snack, like a sandwich, grilled cheese, something for you. That is certainly what I'm gonna be doing when I get home tonight. And with that, folks, please stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you in the next video. I missed you all so much. Also, you're welcome for getting lavender haze stuck in your head. Bye!